Game? No need to drive to Findlay Toyota to get the best deal. Go to FindlayToyota.com to get live assistance and inventory. At Findlay Toyota, we'll do anything to sell you a car online.
With Cliff Miller from MJ Christensen Diamonds, William Henry Collectibles.
Incredible. All one-of-a-kind pieces. They're generational items. And in the South, everybody just lusted after who gets the grandfather's pocket knife. In Vegas, it's stepped up a notch, and that's William Henry. But this is a knife that generations will own. Every one of them made out of custom materials, an incredible story and legacy to pass on to future generations.
MJ Christensen, located at Boca Park.
Listen up, Vegas. Are you tired of seeing those ugly swirl marks on your car, truck, motorcycle, or classic car? Reflections Detail is the only one in town to offer the best ceramic coating protection, protective film, and much more. Call them today at 702-444-4185. That's 702-444-4185. Also, check them out on Instagram at Reflections Detail.
Boxing fans, this is the fight you don't want to miss. Lineal heavyweight champion Tyson the Gypsy King Fury is coming to Las Vegas. Fury will take on the hard-punching, undefeated German brawler Tom Schwartz, who has won his last 3 fights by knockout. Saturday, June 15th at MGM Grand Garden Arena. Tickets available at any MGM Resorts box office or go online to AXS.com. It's the Lineal World Heavyweight Championship, live from Las Vegas. Get your tickets now.
Follow us on Twitter at the LV Sportsline and at ESPN Las Vegas.
What's hot today? It's time for the WagerTalk Marquee Matchup of the Night. WagerTalk.com. Start winning now.
All right, we have a pretty big game tonight. The Warriors are trying to keep their season alive. The Raptors would like to end it tonight so they don't have to go back home for a Game 7 with the defending champs. There's two ways to look at this game. We'll kind of look at it from both aspects here. One is to try and analyze the game itself. Two is the line analysis. Ralph, that's the easy part. From a line, and this is not an opinion. From a line analysis standpoint, in terms of obtaining value, and value doesn't always win. Let's not get these two things confused. Just because you have value doesn't mean you win. But the value is on the Golden State Warriors. And that's for a very simple reason, and you can connect these dots easily. Game 3, no Klay Thompson, Warriors -4. Game 6, Klay Thompson's fine, Warriors -2.5 on the same court. So from a value standpoint, unless they really screwed the number up big time on Game 3, which I don't think they did, the Warriors are the value tonight. But that has nothing to do with the analysis of the game.
Agreed, and you're getting a much more polished Boogie Cousins. Boogie Cousins was playing the first few minutes, and he's an important factor. I mean, he's not Thompson, but I mean, to put another big in there who now has a few games under his belt and his legs, I think he's an important part of this game.
I can't disagree with that. Now, let's go to the analysis portion of this and look at the Raptors, who, and this is an opinion. The other wasn't. That was just talking about numbers. This is an opinion. I think the Raptors better win tonight or they're going to lose this series. If this has to go back for Toronto in Game 7, I think the home court advantage at that point, I know NBA home court Game 7 is a big deal, but in this series, I don't think it would be. I really don't. I don't think the atmosphere. I think the Toronto fans would be completely apprehensive about what's going to happen in Game 7 because the team had been up 3-1. And I don't think the Warriors would care one bit about where the game's being played. I absolutely, this is, again, just my opinion, but if Golden State wins tonight, they're going to win Game 7. Toronto, in my opinion, has to get this thing done tonight.
I couldn't agree more, Dave. I think if it goes back to Toronto, you have one of the most pressure-packed situations you're going to have. And we've seen Lowry the last 2 games. He's 1 of 10 from three-point land. You know, we saw them defend Kawhi. Yes, Kawhi put up 26 points, but he was 9 of 24, 38%. Yeah. You'll let Kawhi score if you're going to let him shoot under 40%.
And didn't take what, to me, was a shot he needed to take. He needed to drive once he got the ball at the top of the key with 9 seconds to go in Game 5. drive and see what happens. If it doesn't go in and Golden State gets the rebound, you're still going to have, 5 seconds maybe in which to commit a foul, get another possession, and try and hoist a three to tie the game. The offense they ran, which ended up with Lowry having no chance to make that basket because Draymond Green had defended him perfectly. That was really bad offense, and it looked to me to be a sign of a team that was already feeling the pressure. After having given up a 6-point lead with just over 2 minutes to go and now being behind, they didn't handle it well. They've had 2 days to let that pressure sink in. I don't know that that's a positive for them. So my opinion is they're in trouble. But at the same time, I think the Warriors, man for man, are as good as the Raptors. The Raptors are as good as the Warriors. So I think if you want to make a case for Toronto, you can make it tonight better than you can in a Game 7.
You and I are in agreement with that thought process. I think Toronto has the pressure on them to win today. I think that expands. I think Golden State right now is playing with they're almost playing like with the dealer's money. I mean, It really is. How much pressure do you need? You already have your championships. You know you have Thompson back now. You know Durant's gone. You know your lineup now. There's no more questions. I will say this, going back all the way to 2003.
Okay, got a stat?
Yeah, just game sixes. Okay. The over-unders are 59 and 78 every playoff series. Game 7 totals 21 and 32. So pressure builds as the series progressed.
The unders?
The unders, yeah.
So it's kind of like, in a sense, last night's Game 7 between the Blues and Bruins, which was, I know it ended up on the number, maybe under 5.5.
Yesterday's guess from Caesars at 5.5, so it was under, yeah.
The game was a nuts under the way it was played. And, I can see that if this goes to a Game 7, I think I think you'll be seeing a lot of milked possessions. We don't want to make a mistake. And some great defense. So, that would be something I'd be looking at in Game 7. I can tell you that and I don't do much NBA, but if there's a Game 7, I'm probably going to be looking at Warriors and under.
Again, Lowry's shooting concerns me. He was a big part of the offense early when they got out to those early leads, shooting and hitting some threes. So I did not make a play on the game.
I did make a small play. I'll use that as we get to our LPT play of the day. Before we do that, though, let's remind everybody about what's happening at WagerTalk. Well,
I will say this. WagerTalk ran a special because of the World Series of Poker. We have 3 participants, Marco, Prez, and Teddy. And at the first break, just FYI, Marco was plus 4,000. Teddy was down 1,000. Prez was down 4,000. So they're all alive, but first break. But what Johnny did was this. If you bought $99 worth of wager bucks, if you guessed which of the 3 participants would last the longest, you would get a bonus 100. Johnny gave every person a bonus $100. So, again, hopefully you took advantage of that special at WagerTalk. Some great deals coming up. I do have a 5% tonight if you're interested. It is a first 5 play. That's available and guaranteed.
Let's go to our Lions Physical Therapy Play of the Day.
It's the LPT Play of the Day. Tonight's best bet from Lions Physical Therapy. Your 5-star rated specialists.
Well, I've talked about this a few times during the show today, so I might as well talk about it a little more. It's not always the thing that's going to cause me to make a bet, but it certainly is something that factors into the mix on a daily basis, and that's the ability to obtain value in a game where I know I'm getting value, where it's not something where my opinion says I'm getting value. And that is the case tonight with the Warriors. And again, one more time, I'll say it. They're -4 in Game 3 with Klay Thompson unavailable. They're -2.5 in Game 6 with Klay Thompson just fine. And they might have Looney back in the court as well. Durant wasn't available for either of those games. And Cousins, more available now than he was earlier. So Warriors -2.5 will be your Lions Physical Therapy Play of the Day. Tiger Woods just knocked out another par save on the third hole at Pebble Beach, by the way. So he's even par, but he's off to a good start for Tiger fans. We will be done here. That's it. We're done. So Cofield & Company's coming up next. Thanks to the guys at CG Sportsbooks. And for Ralph Michaels, I'm Dave Cokin. Have a great Thursday night.